What's going on, everybody? No webcam here. My shit's been glitching lately, but I wanted to come on. It's 10:07. I've been done trading for about 10 minutes now, so I uploaded to my journal on Discord. I ended my YouTube and Discord streams that are free to join, and I decided to hop in to a YouTube video and do a trade recap. I haven't done a trade recap in a while, but I have 5 evals on Lucid that I'm trying to pass for a challenge, and today was day 1 of that. So here are the 5 Lucids. They're up about 1,100 or 1,000 per account. So I was able to catch those. So let's go through the day. Let's go through the trade, because this was honestly from start to finish a great day. So let's go into the replay mode. And let's look at the higher time frame. So, coming into today, I dropped my pre-market analysis, which I do every single morning, in the daily bias tab of my J&J Futures Discord, as you can see, every single day. Every single day that we have a trading day, I drop, and look at the times, 9:20, 9:24, 9:19, 9:34, I woke up late, 9:26, 9:21, 9:17, 9:17, all before market open. I tell you exactly what I'm looking for. So here's what I said. We're currently inside of a 4-hour bearish gap and about to inverse it to the upside with a 30-minute gap below. I'll show you guys that in a sec. These two will be my conditions for the day. If we displace under the 30-minute and respect the 4-hour, we will be bearish for the day and look to fill that new week opening gap. If we continue to push that open and take out high day, continuation longs should form around 10 a.m. Remember that I say continuation longs should form around 10 a.m. Now, let's look. What was I talking about? I was talking about this 4-hour that we were inside at market open. So I said, okay, are we going to inverse this to the upside and go for all-time highs? Or are we going to go below this and below this fresh 30-minute gap, push below it, and start to take out these levels? So, that was my main thing. I was looking at those two and saying, if we inverse this 30 to the downside, we're going to sell off. If we respect the 30 and the 4-hour, then we're going to pump to all-time highs, right? But I want to take a trade only if we're below the 30 or if we're above the 30 and the 4-hour. So what happens at open? Here is open right here. So we open and we sell off, and now remember, this is the 30-minute gap right here. This is the 4-hour, and this is the 30-minute. So now we're below both of them. So what do? We end up opening up a 5-minute fair value gap. And I was like, okay, this could play as continuation short. So I wanted to see us respect this gap and continue to go lower, right? But what ends up happening instead? Well, we get an S&T as London low gets swept by ES but not NQ, which then causes us to do what? Push up super aggressively to our targets, all-time highs. So now, remember, this is the 4-hour gap and this is the 30-minute. We go back on the 30-minute. All of a sudden, we're not below it. We're wicking and respecting it beautifully with an S&T at London while above the 4-hour. So now I'm able to say, okay, everything is changing. Everything is flipping bullish. So now I'm looking for longs. What then happens? We open up a 5-minute gap to the upside, and this is what's called the BPR. It's where you open up a fair value gap while inversing another. So we inverse this initial bearish fair value gap over here, and then pushed up and made our own bullish 5-minute fair value gap. Then we were edging our obvious external draws of all-time highs and session highs. So I was like, all right, hopefully we could miss those and go down to the 5-minute. What happens? We go down, we miss the 5-minute initially. There was this 1-minute that you could have taken, or a 30-second that you could have taken, but it was just a manipulation leg. We go out and we take out that low, and we get an internal S&T, as you can see. We did not take out, or we took out the low on ES, but we didn't on NQ. The negative about this trade was we were actually going below our 5-minute on ES. That's the one negative. But I loved the retracement. I loved the draws, and all the higher time frames were pointing bullish on NQ, and I trade NQ, so I was good with it. So we have this 30-second inversion, immediate inverse as well on this leg up. As you could see, literally in the first candle, great displacement. I put my stop near the low, and I went 1-to-1 with a new high of session. I could have potentially tried my luck and went for the all-time highs, but, I just want my piece of the pie, my 1-to-1. What happens? We open up. We respect the BPR 1/32 that we make, so we respect it with this bearish gap, and then we hit TP basically instantly, and then a couple candles later, we hit all-time highs. So, very, very obvious trade. The reason why I wanted to recap this for you guys on video is because this is the perfect example of using all your higher time frames. You go over to my YouTube channel. What was my most recent video? It was not this one. These 3 setups make me profitable. And what setup was this? Well, I tried to do the 9:30 AMD, where we get, or I guess I should say, this would be your example of a 9:30 AMD, where you get longs off London. The only reason I didn't take it is because we were below that 30 minute, which I wanted to see get respected first. But you technically, as soon as we got back above that 30 minute, could have taken, like, I don't know, a fucking, market structure shift or whatever the fuck you want to say. And then we got our 5-minute continuation. But even more important than that, if you go over to my boot camp, or actually, I'm sure I have a premium content video on it. So, let's see. How I find my key levels and predict my trades is one of them. And then, where is it? Holy fucking shit. Fuck, I'm so stupid. Alright, fine, fuck you. We're gonna go to the boot camp. There's a top-down analysis video. Watch this, the most recent video on the JJ Futures boot camp. We did this shit together. This took us 40 fucking years because we couldn't stop laughing. But top-down analysis, this is a perfect example. You look at all the time frames. What are the higher time frames telling you? The 4 hours getting inverse to the upside. The 30-minute bullish was getting respected. The 5-minute was getting inversed, and a new 5-minute was getting respected to the upside. A BPR. Look at this wick reaction and TP hit. It's just 2A plus. No way I'm not going to take this setup. Internal SMT, 5-minute, everything. It's a perfect setup. Hit TP instantly because it was a correct setup. So yeah, guys, that is the trade. On to tomorrow.